Assalamu alaikum, Bashar.
Good day, good day.
So, I've been following you for almost 2 years now.
Is that who's been behind me all this time? Sneaky fella.
And actually, I don't know how I explain that, but do we create other universes just because we thought about it?
Other universes all exist at the same time. What you are creating when you think about it is that you are tapping into that frequency and creating your relationship, your experience of that universe. So it all exists, but what you are creating is your relationship to it and your experience of it and your perspective of it.
Perfect. That's mean all the universes, unlimited universes, is already exist.
Yes.
So when we thought about something, do we receive it from that universe?
Yes, because now it's relevant for you to do so. Otherwise, you would not be prepared to think about it.
Perfect. That's mean every idea, like every invention, every crazy idea, it's mean already there, but we just receive it.
Yes, but is it relevant for your reality now? That's when you broaden your bandwidth and start tapping into more universal realities so you can download what you need that is now relevant for your life path in this particular collective consensus reality that you refer to as a universe.
Perfect. I'm sorry for that, Bashar, but I forget exactly what you said like a year ago or kind of long time ago. What the mind conceives, the
higher mind conceives, the brain receives, the physical mind perceives.
Is that related to my question or not?
Yes, because within the higher mind is all knowledge. The higher mind is your soul, and your soul knows about all these things. So whatever is relevant is sent from the higher mind through the receiver of your brain to be perceived by the physical mind in whatever way, shape, or form is relevant for the physical mind to perceive it when it clears itself out of any fear-based or negative beliefs that inhibit it from opening its bandwidth to receive that information. So it helps you go through a process that clears you out to be open to receive more information that is relevant for the evolution of your path on Earth.
Perfect. Second question, please. Why did Jesus say, "Father, are you forsaking me?"
Because that's the human side. That's the idea of him representing both the positive and negative side of the way the physical mind often thinks. It represents the polarity. So it was a statement that many humans are in victimhood. And therefore, "Oh, Father, why have you forsaken me?" He was acting out the idea of both the positive and the negative sides, the light and the dark sides of the human experience, taking you through that process.
Interesting.
Because he represented all things, the entire spectrum. Wasn't going to leave anything out. Can't leave out the dark. Have to have it in.
Absolutely, yes.
Otherwise, it's not a full expression. It's not a full connection to what humanity is experiencing. And then it's not a full opportunity to let go of the things and balance yourself in a way that allows you to experience what he ultimately showed you was the idea that you are eternal and never really die. And that you are creating your own reality with your belief systems about what you believe is true for you.
Interesting. Another question. What is inside the event horizon or behind it?
Information is in the event horizon itself. It is all the information of any particular universe.
You making circles with your hand, Bashar. Does that mean still something inside?
The idea is the event horizon is like the skin of the black hole. And in that skin, that spherical skin, is all the information of any particular universe that the black hole is connected to. As we have said in the past, there is a civilization we know of that is actually capable interdimensionally of tapping into and downloading the information from the event horizon of a black hole.
Last question. From deep, very deep looking inside our world, is it man world or women world, the world we live in?
Would you rephrase that? What are you actually asking?
What I'm asking is, if you looked very deep to this creation, the Earth, let's stick with our planet, is it for human being experience? Deeply,
Yes.
deeply, is it a man creation or a woman creation?
It's both.
Thank you so much, Bashar.
Remember that it's a spirit creation, and a spirit can be anything. But for the Earth game, it is mostly the idea of the polarities as you choose to express them, but now in the modern age, also different variations of those polarities, which is why you are having things like transitional genders.
Hi, Bashar.
And you good day.
So I just want to say that I am so grateful to have found you because my most recent teacher, who has now transitioned out of the physical, he came in on a starship, and everything that he taught me is pretty much identical to what you're speaking of. So I'm grateful to have found you. And during that time, you know, his answer to everything was, you are the creator of everything.
Yes.
And
Of your experience.
of my experience. And so I created a situation for myself to learn on a deeper level, and seeing, feeling, and understanding that there is nothing but me.
Now, wait a minute.
Okay.
In a sense, yes. In your experience, you are creating your versions of everything. That doesn't mean other beings don't exist. You're creating your version of other beings. Now, there is only one, if you want to go back to the idea of the source, and everything is made of that one. But it's not about discounting that there are other beings, because there are other perspectives of the one, and they are legitimate individuals unto themselves, but what you're experiencing is your version of them, created out of your consciousness as a representation and an interface, so that you can interface with other beings, but what you're interfacing with is your version of them.
Okay, and that was part of my question, is because when I would tap into that place, I really felt on a deep level that there was nothing but me. And so the confusion was, well, I don't understand the collective. I didn't.
All right.
Yeah.
When you get the experience, the true tapping into the experience that there is nothing but you, or said another way, that everything is you, you're tapping into the experience of Source, of all that is. Because from the perspective of all that is, there is nothing but it. It is everything. Everything is made of it. There's no outside to it. There's nothing else but it. So when you have that experience, you are seeing and experiencing from the perspective of Source itself.
Okay, awesome.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And it actually, when I first would tap into it, it would actually create some panic in me. And so I actually had to, with my higher self, say, let's take a step back a little bit and let me kind of integrate and work through it a little bit slower. And now, you know, I don't feel the panic, but then the confusion, which you just helped explain.
Yes. Well, the panic was only your physical body reacting to the idea that when you tap into Source, it can translate that as if you're annihilating the physical mind, which it's not ready to do. In other words, it feels like it's dying, and you go into survival mode. That also happens sometimes when you come into the presence of a very high vibrational being, extraterrestrial, spirit, what have you, is the exposure to that frequency can translate to your physical mind as if it needs to go into fight or flight survival mode, and it goes into panic because it feels like exposure to that frequency means I'm about to die, because it's the frequency of spirit. Not that you actually will die, but that's the way your physical mind often translates that frequency until you get used to it, until you're okay with the idea that you're already dead.
Okay. Excellent. That makes sense. So
I know that sounds funny, but the idea is you never leave spirit. You're a spirit right now. You're in spirit. You're in the spirit realm. That's your home. That's everyone's natural state. You never leave it. You are pretending that you've left it. You're dreaming that you've left it, but you're dreaming in spirit. Physical reality is not a place you go to. Physical reality is in your soul. Your physical body doesn't have a soul. Your soul has a physical body within it, at the center of its being. Physical body, physical experience is a focal point at the center of your soul. If you want to imagine your soul like a sphere of energy, an orb of light, then certain ripples and patterns and vibrations within the soul can concentrate something down to the center of the soul. The whole soul remains, but at the center there's a concentration of vibrational frequencies that creates this little crystalline nugget that you call my physical self. You are a focus within your soul. That's what your physical personality is. A focus within your soul. So the idea of quote-unquote reincarnation is simply the expansion back to the soul and the refocusing of a different series of energy patterns that creates a different personality. But all that happens within the soul as if you're breathing in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, within the soul. That's what physical reality is. So you're in spirit right now. So no reason to fear death because you're already dead. All right, I'll say good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? All right. All right, all right. We thank you for the co-creation of this interaction once again. This is the beginning of the next phase of open contact for your planet. We thank you for participating at this stage. We are going to talk about some of the different ways in which open contact may begin to occur on your world. We are going to talk about the idea of what you can do to accelerate this for your own experience. We are going to talk about the idea of what it means for your planet to experience the beginning stages of contact. Now, first and foremost, we are going to consolidate some of the information we have been sharing with you for the last 40 of your years. For 40 years is the cycle of humanity, the amount of time that it usually takes for your society to go through one complete transformation from one thing to another. So here we are at the end of one cycle and the beginning of the next. We have, for quite some time, explained that the reason that the language coming through the channel often translates to the word we instead of I is because I am connected telepathically to many other beings. And therefore, in the flow of the information that is accessed and comes through, it is sometimes automatic for the channel's consciousness to simply interpret the collection of individuals in the plural form of we, since we are all participating and paying attention to what is going on your planet. The idea is I am and we are representative of a much larger group than many of you may imagine. This group contains not only other extraterrestrial beings, but spirit guides, soul families, angelic beings, interdimensional forms of consciousness, and so on. There are literally thousands upon thousands upon thousands of beings involved in these transmissions. Thousands upon thousands of beings involved in different things going on your planet, watching, observing, and in many ways, participating. Our participation is about to become more physical. You will see over the course of the next few years increases in what you call UFO sightings, UAP sightings, to get you used to the idea that there is a lot of traffic around your planet. There are a lot of portals through which many ships pass, many beings come and go. Many of you ask, where are these portals? And we have talked about some of the main ones that exist on your planet that some of you already know about, such as the location in which we are now beaming this transmission of Sedona, Arizona. But in reality, if you wish a simplistic analogy, your world, your reality is quite a lot like Swiss cheese. It's full of holes, full of portals. There are ships coming and going all the time. There's a lot of traffic around your world. As you increase your vibration, as you broaden your bandwidth, so to speak, by acting on your passion, raising your frequency, becoming a better receiver, a better antenna of higher frequency information and experience, then your senses can extend to the point where you can begin to see many of the things that were heretofore invisible to you, that have been around you all the time. And this not only includes the idea of extraterrestrial spacecraft, but also the idea of spirit beings. Because everything is here and now, right here, right now, all overlapping, separated only by the concept of different frequencies. So when you extend your bandwidth, you start including within your consciousness the ability to perceive more of those frequencies. This not only has the effect of suddenly perceiving things that were heretofore invisible to your senses, but also allowing you to start experiencing an increase in other phenomena, such as positive synchronicity, things like precognition, psychic prediction, deja vu, and so on and so forth. Because as you broaden your bandwidth, you are extending from the physical into the non-physical, where you have laid out your life path as a blueprint, non-physically, before you chose the experience of incarnation. So all of your life path is there for you to tap into. Parallel realities are there for you to tap into. And if you pick up on different parallel reality experiences, different aspects of the blueprint of your life path that you laid out for yourself, when it then manifests physiologically in this particular life, it comes with a sense of familiarity. I have seen this before. I've experienced this before. Because you are tapping into the path you laid out, and you have now in physical reality finally caught up to that point in your life path. You have caught up to the idea of a parallel version of yourself that may have already experienced what you are now about to experience. Because all parallel realities, even the ones that are very similar to yours, aren't necessarily synchronized in the same way. Similar to the idea that if you have one program on one channel on your television, and the same program starts on another channel a half an hour later, one program, one story is unfolding a half an hour ahead of the other. So if you are in the one that started later, and you tap into the one that started earlier, by the time your program catches up to that point, you will have a sense of familiarity, because you will have already experienced or seen or sensed what is going to happen, what has happened in that initial program that started before yours. And now you've caught up and are manifesting